So we got the movie. Trap is a horror thriller movie, a new experience, if you mind, from the legendary filmmaker and director M Night Shyamalan. A man takes his daughter to a girl's concert and is looking around and finds out and asks, why is there so much beefed up security level? Then he finds out that this is a trap set to kill and hunt the butcher, the guy that chops people up, basically a serial killer. What will happen? Who is the butcher? Will he get caught? Why are they at this concert? Find out as we talk about it. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. When I knew that was M Night Shyamalan, I instantly perked up because I loved his filmography. His last two movies that he released in theaters, which I also saw both of them in Dolby, links below for the movie review. I really like Old, you know, with that time mechanic, they're in the beach. I really love that. That was like my first year doing YouTube. I didn't really like Knock at the Cabin as much, which both of them I saw on Dolby, may I add you. But I did love Split and Glass, which I didn't watch those like for the video review on YouTube. I still watched them in theaters, so I knew him, and of course he's from Sixth Sense and everything. So a lot of people were anticipating this movie's release. I feel like personally for me, this might become a little bit different perspective than a lot of people thought watching this movie, because just because I know his filmography, I knew there's gonna be some structure, some scheming, some big twists, some time mechanics, some like big world wide realizations, and I knew all of this movie that was gonna be, it just takes place in some concert. I don't ever watch movie trailers when I go see movies. Yes, I do see Instagram still photos when I'm scrolling through Instagram. When I go to bars or restaurants, I'll look at the TV. If it's like a 5-second trailer, I'll be like, yep, I look down. So I knew it was some guy that's being weird at a concert. That's it. That's all I knew. I didn't even know that anything else, but which we'll talk about it in a minute. But I feel like if you go into this movie blindly, it will definitely hit you more than the average audience, or hit for you in some audiences per se. This is my last warning for if you don't want to know anything about the movie, then click away, because I want you to kind of have the same information that I did. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably not going to, but I will tell you the premise of the movie. So in 3, 2, 1, because the reason why I'm telling you this is because the guy, the main character, Josh Hartnett, is the butcher. He is the serial killer. So we're basically with him throughout this whole entire movie. We're behind his back. We're his POV. We're looking at what he's looking. We're feeling what he's feeling. So even until the end of the movie, we're still rooting him to escape, to be okay, to be safe, to not be okay. And it's weird because he is the serial killer, and you'll see what he's done throughout the rest of this movie. Basically, I loved the first 75% of it. Without spoilers, the movie literally takes a turn right and it goes somewhere else and happens things outside the concert. Basically, I don't want to say like with like a neighborhood or like in the streets. I'm just like, and it's not what I saw in the trailers, which keep in mind, I told you I don't see trailers before I see the movie. I see them after, so I can curate a better, hence review for you folks. But it's just not fun as engaging the things that happen outside the concert. If they would have stuck in the concert or even in the streets of the concert, that would have been fine. But like I told you before, the movie literally takes a right turn. I feel like the last 25%, maybe 30%, I really didn't like as much as like the beginning. Josh Hartnett plays as Cooper, which of course, like we talked about it before, is the serial killer. Now he's the one being trapped, and I absolutely fell in love with the character. Of course, not with the killing, but with him himself. Cooper, he's strong mechanically, he's strong-willed, and he searches and scans for his environment for terms of exits, opportunities, and things to take advantage of. When he's looking in the concert, he's looking around. Is there a lot of security guards? He's trying to make distractions, maybe even hurt people as the movie progresses. You know, and you feel something sinister and something weird unjustifiably is going on as he takes advantage of like maybe sabotaging a kitchen, checking out the rooftop, stealing some guy's keychain, pushing a guy down the stairs. But it's this guy, his acting chops is what made me fall in love with him. I loved like the camera angles and the camera ways they shot this film, because it shows that something weird's going on, something sinister is going on, and you see that with his facial expressions, with his eyes. He's like, and it's like he's looking around every time he smiles at people. You know it's not a real smile. You know, like this guy has some issues going on, and as the movie goes on, you see and you get to pull back of the stories of what's going on with this guy, because it's like he's a serial killer, but he's trying to escape. He's scanning his environment. It's like playing a video game. He's looking at things because yes, it's like a concert for most, but he's looking at drink stalls, he's getting drinks, he's going to the bathroom, he's meeting people. If you've ever been to a stadium, there's different levels, and that's what the movie progressed. And there's a lot of people walking around, there's a lot of security guards, and I absolutely love that because it was like chaos, but contained chaos. And the character who plays the actor, Josh Hartnett, plays this guy to like perfection. It's amazing how like you see with his facial features and his body language, it's like wow, like he's getting anxious, but at the same time he's not letting it control him. He's keeping the situation under control. And like I told you before, we're rooting him for the end. Even though he is the bad guy, he is a serial killer, we want him to escape, and the movie makes you feel that. The movie makes you feel that you want this guy to be okay, to be with his family, to be with his daughter, you know, to like leave and be fine. Salika Shyamalan is Lady Raven. Now, why am I bringing this up to you guys? She's the girl that you see in the concert. She's the girl that they go see the concert with. And guess what? She is the legitimate daughter of M Night Shyamalan, which is the director, which hint hint, he also plays a character in this movie. And I think based on some interviews, she had to write 12 or 14 songs just for this movie alone, and her album drops the same time this movie drops. And I feel like this is the first time they collaborate on a movie. No, don't get me wrong, this isn't the daughter who made the other movies, The Watchers. This is like, she's perfect, she's gorgeous. I'd love to date her, but of course, let's just get that out of the way. But when you go to this concert, as soon as the door you walk in, you hear the echoes of her music, her dances are everywhere, her shirts. And when you're in the concert, in the seats, it's like purple, people are screaming, 1,000 fans, and like you look it over at different levels, people are on their phones, but it's the sounds of the echoes and the performance of the dances. She's singing, there's people dancing, there's lights, there's camera, there's action, headsets, but you feel that as the audience, even though it's in the background every time he steps out of the concert. Remember when I told you earlier, he's looking at drink stalls, he's looking at the opportunities to escape, maybe he's on top of the roof. You hear the sound of her music in the echoes. The music still keeps going on. And I actually fell in love with her music. I searched her up on Spotify and I actually downloaded some of her songs. It's like slow pop reggae and overall good vibes of the film. It's like chill lounge music, but like, imagine I can hear this music going into a cocktail bar, you know, looking fancy, getting some drinks, talking to the girls. And that's what made it believable, because it's a real life concert and she actually had to do her songs and perform. Like, she's a real life singer and songwriter and composer, and I can't believe they actually took this opportunity to like combine. Yes, he's a legendary filmmaker and like that's his daughter, which is of course legit perfection, but it's like one big gigantic stadium and the music just keeps going on. That's what I really love, because they didn't stop. Like, the music was made for the movie and it really shows, because these are real life music tracks that you can hear on Spotify after this movie is done. Like I mentioned earlier, the last 25% or last 30% of the movie that happens outside the concert, I really didn't like, because it doesn't live up to what I seen from the photos or the trailers. If they would have just kept it longer, maybe in the theater or in the concert of the music, then that's would have been a better score. I actually fell in love with the music, like I said previously, but being there in the concert, I felt like that was the most thrilling, engaging that I really liked, because this guy's like looking for opportunities, and you can see, if you see the movie, what happens. Like, oh my gosh, like he might get caught here, he might get caught there, what about there? And the movie just keeps going on and you're like, okay, well, he's not getting caught, something is about to happen. But I don't know, man, the way he plays his character with the facial features and of course with the musics and the sounds and the thematics and like the lights, I really like this movie, the beginning of it mostly. So if you come to the last 25% or the 30%, you're like, it's fine, but it's not as good as his other movies. Basically, at the end of the day, this movie doesn't hit as high as the other one. I still rank it maybe a little bit below his other movies. Better, I don't want to say better than Knock at the Cabin. I'll do like a ranking if you want me to. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give this a grade C, and your results may vary. But it's weird because this movie didn't come out in Dolby. And the reason why I say that is because the last two movies did come out in Dolby Atmos, Old and Knock at the Cabin, which I saw in theaters. But if you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that, take care, bye.